shit till I knock 'em ain't like I'm Jack
Level
Shaw.
to the game.
Rolls hot, roll stack, my flow sharp like a hacksaw.
And we're back again. I know what you're all thinking. Do you ever change your clothes?
No.
No, we don't.
It's not going to change either.
What we've done, we have filmed 2 episodes in one day because we're ultra organised, me and Joe.
That's how we roll.
And we don't want you guys to miss out. And
we want to highlight every card. We don't want to miss a card.
yeah, we're on the ball. We're ready to go. Right, we're going to review, or not review, but we're going to have a quick run through of the massive fight coming up for our boy Arnold Allen against the legendary Max Holloway. I believe it's in Kansas. UFC Kansas, is it?
Don't know. Just says fight night, yeah?
Well, we'll assume it's in Kansas. I'm sure I've seen that on Instagram.
It's going to be a hell of a fight, mate. I seen Arnold talking about it. He did like a little press conference, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he was saying, I know what he's going to do. He's going to throw a million punches and knees at me, and that's all I need to know, basically.
I seen Holloway dig back at him a little bit somewhere on Instagram. He put like a picture up.
Did he?
Let me see if I can find it. And I hope you haven't took it down now, but he captioned it something, and I kind of thought, is that in response to what Arnold said about I know what he's gonna do? Yeah, here we go. So Max have put like a training video up, and he's put on there, you think you know, but you have no idea. So I'm wondering, is he clapping back at Arnold a little bit?
When you look at it like from the outside, though, he kind of is right. Max is the type of person he's probably just gonna like pepper him a load, isn't he? But Arnold like just comes in with, he's just ferocious, isn't he? Yeah. Everything he throws is with bad intention.
It's the old classic boxing matchup, isn't it? You know, and let's not say, because prepare them can wrestle and grapple, but if we just base it on the base that they're just going to both come out and strike, you've got Holloway, who's got insane cardio, insane volume, insane combinations, probably not the biggest power puncher, but just breaks people's faces and breaks their soul just by overwhelming them.
Yeah.
I think you've got Arnold on the flip side, who's still out of a boxer, but if he catches you clean on the chin, everyone he seems to catch, he seems to hurt, doesn't he? And it's got all the makings of a great fight. It's what we haven't seen yet from any of the top level boys against Arnold is him being able to make it out there.
No, I know. He's
got Sadiq Youssef, who I think if Arnold hadn't broke his hand in the first round, I think he would have finished him. You've got, who did he fight before Cater? Dan up there. Starts Dan up there.
He just fought him at his own fight.
And Calvin Cater is a shit hot boxer, man. You know what I mean? He's an elite level striker. And Arnold, all right, I know it was the injury that ultimately stopped the fight, but Arnold kind of
he was all over him, wasn't he?
Sticking it on him before that, wasn't he? However, I do think Holloway's a different kettle of fish to those guys. As good as them two are, I think you look at the upper echelon of the featherweight division, you've got Volkanovski, unquestionably the best in the division. You've got Holloway just behind him, in my opinion.
If there was no Volk, Holloway's champion for years.
Look how good Rodriguez looked. Yair Rodriguez looked in his last fight for the interim belt. Look world class. Looked like a world beater. Watch his fight with Holloway. Yeah, he had moments, but for the most part, Holloway stuck it on him. And what I do like about Holloway, and I'm a massive Holloway fan, he just kind of like he doesn't watch no fighting. He's not interested in fighting unless he's got to fight himself. He's kind of like, no, I play my games and I do my training.
Do you think that's legit though?
Yeah, 100%.
You do, yeah.
100%.
He's not the type of guy to lie, I don't think, is he?
And what's he got to, he's already a superstar. He doesn't need to build, 100%. Like, you can just tell by his Instagram, he's either surfing or streaming on Facebook. And he's, we forget, like, we just, like, I think people are under this illusion for this fight that, Arnie's catching Holloway on the downward spiral. But he absolutely destroyed Calvin Cater. He had a fight of the year contender with Rodriguez, which I felt like he won comfortably. All right, Volk done what Volk does, but there's no shame in losing to Volk. And then,
that's aged well, mind.
Do you know what I mean? Look how good Volk looked in his last fight. So don't be under the illusion that this is an easy fight for Arnold, because it's not. It's without a shadow of doubt. It's his toughest fight of his career, and we got to respect Arnold Allen, because he could probably have sat out and waited for Volk to fight Rodriguez, and then he could have sat out and then had the next, but he felt like he needed one more, and in my opinion, behind Volk, he's taken on the very best guy in the division. But we're bigging all the way up, but we got a big Arnold Allen up as well.
He deserves it, doesn't he? Let's be honest.
19-1. I think he's 9-0 or 10-0 in the UFC.
Yeah, he's on a hell of a streak. He hasn't lost in the UFC.
He's never lost in the UFC. He hasn't lost. He's on a hell of a win streak. He hasn't lost since he lost to I think the guy's name was the Polish Zombie years ago.
So, like, yeah, I guess that's the Polish Zombie.
Yeah,
Right?
so
He's got definitely a Polish name.
Scroll up, it'll say on the top page what he is in the UFC. 10-0. 10-0 in
No
the
one's got a
UFC.
record like that, have they?
No, God. Well, it doesn't happen, does it?
No.
The anomalies that happen to, I think Usman was one of them, Khabib, and then I can't think of many others other than Allen that have won that many straight to start. Like even Leon, I know Leon's on like a 12-fight win streak now, but he lost early on, and yeah, like I legitimately think Arnold can be champion. He's got a hell of a task in front of him because he's got all the way, and if he gets through all day, he's probably going to have Volkanovski, because I think Volkanovski will beat Rodriguez. But what I notice of Arnold, he doesn't fight that regular because he always seems to suffer with like injuries. I think he's had hand injuries and knee injuries. But like it's almost as if every time he comes back, the time off he's had hasn't been wasted. He looks sharper, faster, stronger, and he's a big banger. He can wrestle, he can grapple, and he's just an all-round fucking wicked guy.
What I don't get right is he eats meal deals, right, all the time. And he,
He
looks
looks
like
like
that.
that.
And I eat meal deals and look like this. What's it like? I must have to start taking his pics or something.
He's got his genetics. Have you seen his old man?
Yeah, he's a freaking
His old man's an ex juiced up strong man, and well, he's an ex strong man. He's probably not an ex juiced up guy, but Arnold's. I don't know if anyone subscribes to Arnold's YouTube, but it's funny as he's got his old man on there constantly, and like one of the thumbnails, he done like a strongman session with his old man. And one of the thumbnails was like, it's a picture of his old man just like lifting his weight.
He's like a bulldog.
And he put on it like, you started to test this man or something like that. So he's got good genetics. I think his brother's a strong man as well. His brother, or a power lifter perhaps.
Yeah.
But his brother's a beast as well. I seen his brother at UFC London last year, and he's like Arnold, but bigger. But yeah, I got a good bit of confidence in Arnold that he gets it done. The Volk fight, it is what it is. He's going to have to put on the performance of a lifetime to win that. But doesn't mean it can't happen, does it? We've seen it so many times over the last couple of months with the guy who should be winning comfortably doesn't win. So
I think as well, just like his style, Volk hasn't really had someone who, like, he's so high pressure, isn't he?
yeah, and he's a good level. I'm sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm sure he was like a British champion boxer as an amateur.
Is he?
And like you said, he's got such good. I find when I watch him, he controls the range so well. He knows exactly when he's in range. He knows exactly when he's out of range, and he just creeps that pressure on. Like with when you've seen him fight Dan Up is a real good striker, and he like pulled the trigger on one punch, and he had like that instinct of he's within range, and he just started letting him go, didn't he? And he just done the damage. And yeah, I really hope he can do it. It's a big ask, always elite, but for me, he's one of the good guys in the sport as well, and he doesn't put on this act and give it the bravado and the bad guy, I'm going to talk shit because that's the cool thing to do, which is not, people. Just get out of your head. He is who he is as well. You watch his YouTube, he doesn't put on an act, he's funny, and like, let's be honest, he's fought he's got a hell of a resume on him. Like,
You'd love to see him as champion, wouldn't you? Like, coming out of the UK,
yeah,
being
like,
the person that he is.
Calvin Clayton, like, that Dan Hooker fight he didn't have to take. I think he was ranked like 5.
Well, Hooker wasn't even in the division, was he?
He'd come up from lightweight. He had it all to lose that fight. Sadiq is very good. Nicky Lenz.
Like
Gilbert,
Sadiq, you don't really hear a lot about him, but he's
good. He's like
yeah,
you
he's
got
up there.
Gilbert Melendez. I remember him having that fight. That was massive. Mads Bennell, who, if you don't know Mads Bennell, I'm pretty sure he's ranked 2 or 3 in the Bellator rankings now. Makwan, our old friend Makwan. I watched that fight live, actually. I was up there in the O2 for that one. So yeah, he's beaten. He's had a slow climb, Arnold, but I think all things considered, he had a little bit of inactivity. But even though it's been a slow climb, it's been a sort. Like I said, he just looks better every time. But it'll be a real interesting fight, I think, to see how their styles match up. Because he's right what he's saying. He knows what all he's going to do. He's going to come and try and swarm him with volume. But just because you know what someone's going to do, don't necessarily mean you're going to be able to stop it. So
No.
it'll be interesting. Everyone knew what Khabib was going to do. but no one could stop him doing it. So it'll be interesting to see. Really looking forward to it, and we're obviously Team Arnold on this podcast. We want him to do well. He's one of the good guys, and
there will be no bets taking place.
There'll be no bets
for
taking
dinner
place
on this one.
But he's he's very good, and I hope he does it. I hope he wins and goes on and wins the belt. But tough task. Fingers crossed for the boy. He can get it done. Not a bad card either, really, for the hardcore fans. I mean, there's not many big names on it. We got Barboza's fighting Billy Quarantillo. That's a good fight. Billy, you got we know what Barboza does. He's coming to the end of his career pretty much now, but still dangerous with the kicks and the punches. Billy's a real tough kid as well. I think he fought on the same card did he fight on the New York card that I was on?
I don't know, mate.
I think that's his last fight.
Lakowitz and Goliath he fought.
No, I got
Alexander Hernandez. He beat Hernandez, did he? Yeah.
Yeah, he beat.
That's a pretty notable win, really, isn't it?
He's lost to Shane Burgos, who's a beast, and he's lost to Gavin Tucker, who's a good guy as well. So it's a bit of a step up for Billy, but he's a tough guy. He come off the Contender Series, typical gritty style. It'll be interesting to see. I know he puts a lot of pressure on, so it'll be interesting to see. I think that's where Barboza, as good as he is, have always kind of not faulted, but that's where you've come against a couple of trouble where he kind of just doesn't deal well with the pressure unless he hits you with that Hail Mary. Yeah,
he's kind of like, he's a vicious fighter, and he, like every one of his shots, you can hear it.
That's mad. That's who fought on the same card as me in New York was Bill Algelo. I always get him confused. He fought Gilbert Burns' brother.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But he's got a brother in the UFC
Gilbert
as well,
Burns,
is he?
Yeah, Herbert Burns. He's a good level grappler as well. But these two are good guys as well. TJ Brown's solid. I remember when I was looking at guys to fight before Christmas, I just sat there bored one day. I was thinking, right, who will they maybe give me at featherweight? And I was scrolling through like the ranking, the top 50 on Tapology, and then I remember Bill Algelo I remember watching him fight in New York. Billy Quarantine, and TJ Brown. I remember he trained with someone.
Who, TJ?
Yeah, I seen him on someone's Instagram, but there's no one massive anyway. I remember seeing him, and that's how I come across him. You got Pedro Munoz against Chris Gutierrez as well. That's a really big fight in the bantamweight division. Pedro's first fight since the Sean O'Malley controversy.
Where's he ranked now? He's still got to be up there.
He's up there. I think he's still. He's still top 10. You might have to go on the UFC site for it because
they don't show it on here.
It's not the best. Your Tapology kind of have their own rankings, don't they? What's he saying he is on there? The Young Punisher.
Number 12 apparently, but yeah, that might.
Yeah,
I think that's overall worldwide, and like Bellator, everything.
And obviously
he's got to be because O'Malley's gone up. Now he's got to be like number 1, is he?
Yeah.
Number 1 contender.
O'Malley's number 2 now.
But then he brought
Marab's into number 1.
But he beat Jan as well.
But yeah, Chris Gutierrez is a good level striker as well. Comes from Factory X. Really, really good gym. Got guys like Anthony Smith, Jonathan Martinez, a guy I was meant to fight back a few years ago. They got some real good names. And he just had a massive win over Frank Yeager as well. Knocked Frank Yeager out, unfortunately, in his retirement
was the last fight. So he's quite a quick turnaround because that wasn't that long ago.
I think it was November, was it?
Was it that long ago?
Yeah,
I feel like the way the weeks just fly by.
But decent little card, really.
Clay Guida fighting again, like.
Clay Guida still, what's his record?
38-19.
38-19, still getting it done. Ed Herman as well. That's another old school veteran.
15-0.
Zach Cummins have been about years as well.
You planning to have this many fights, Jack, or what?
Not a chance. I won't be in there 38-18, let me tell you.
That's just mental, isn't it?
Brandon Royval, another decent name.
An old opponent.
Yeah, so that's another one. We got Aaron Phillips, who I fought in my second UFC fight. He's fighting Gaston Bolanos, who is only 6-3, but he is a very, very high-level Thai fighter. I think all 9 of his MMA fights have been on Bellator. I think he's just signed for the UFC, obviously. This is his debut. But he's in an extremely good... I don't know what his ground game's like, but he's a very, very... He's been on the Joe Rogan podcast and everything. He's had 2 spinning elbow knockouts, I think, in MMA. He's an elite level striker. Aaron's a black belt. Maybe he'll come and look for the takedown. But Aaron hasn't fought since he fought me.
Oh, is he not?
Yeah,
at all?
Not at all. I thought he'd retired. but obviously, you know, we was wrong. So I spoke to him out in New York, funny enough, last year. He was looking very big as well. He was, but good big as well, not like out of shape. Like, he just looked solid. And I said, "What's the crack? You know, you're fighting again." And he did say then, "Yeah, I've just come off an injury. I'm looking to get booked." And then I seen they booked for this. So a tough comeback fight for him, but at the same time, you know, 6-3 gassed. And can we pull his record up on Tapology? Is there like a Tapology for like Muay Thai fights?
Don't know, to be honest with you, mate. Would that be on like Sherdog or something? Or would it Box Rec maybe?
So let's have a look at his record. Yeah, so he had all his fights in Bellator, 6-3. Won his last one by knockout. He's had a decision loss, a guillotine loss, and then...
You know it's going to be exciting though with that sort of
he's
style.
He's on a bit of a... Yeah, well, you look at the... So if we just... Oh, they got all his fucking Muay Thai... a couple of Muay Thai fights on here, but... So if we look at his first fight, he won by by KO. Lost his second fight by triangle choke. Again, so there's a pattern in there, you know what I mean? The fights he's winning by knockout. The fights he lost look like they've come from he lost by triangle, yeah.
Am I being stupid here? Bellator kickboxing, is that a thing?
Yeah, they used to do like a dual show. They'd have like a ring next to the cage.
Was it? Yeah.
And they would have kickboxing fights as well. Oh. So yes, she's lost by triangle choke. We've got a spinning back fist knockout, leg kick TKO, KO again, and then 2 losses. He lost by guillotine, split decision, and he's coming off a knockout win back last year. So, but you know, don't let the record fool you. Sorry, not fool you. He's a very, very good level. If you type him in on YouTube, I'm sure there'll be some sick highlight reels of him. I followed him for a long time. I followed him years and years ago. I remember him being on Joe Rogan. I remember Joe Rogan going about these spinning elbow. I think he's had like 4 spinning elbow knockouts in Muay Thai as well. It's like his go-to move. So it'd be interesting to see how he does in the UFC.
He's probably had 100 fights as a kid, like, which you can't even see on here.
Oh, easily. Let's see, just type his name in on Google. I bet he's had 50 plus pro kickboxing fights. Can you type in like kickboxing record or something like that? Thank you again for watching, guys. We appreciate your constant support. Let us know your picks in the comments for this big card. Don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notification on the new video. That's saying 23-3. Now that record is great in itself, but I guarantee he's had more than that. The thing is, I think they don't keep track of it because there's so many different rules. They probably had kickboxing. You know, his class is kickboxing. You had fights as class as Muay Thai, fights as classed as K1. Then I'm sure they were doing on Bellator at some stage, like kickboxing MMA gloves, or perhaps they count
differently. So,
but he's very experienced. Like, don't let the 6-3 record fool you. Fool. Why do I keep saying fool? I don't know. He's very good. But yeah, decent little card to be fair. Especially for the hardcore fans, you know, it's not, apart from the main event, there's not too many massive names on there that people are going to recognise. But again, they do tend to be the ones that end up being the bangers, don't they?
And it's one of them, mate. Like, just because you don't know the name, people get knocked out, choked out, whatever it is, it's still entertaining, isn't it?
I always say that, like, the cards that don't always, like, sometimes you have these cards with massive names on them, they stack them top to bottom, and they don't always live up to the hype. Whereas then you have cards like this with a couple of little dark horses on there, and they end up being, you know, bonkers.
So stars are made, really, innit?
Yeah,
these cards,
exactly. And they got a crowd. I think this you see it now. The UFC, they're starting to even the fight nights now are starting to have their crowds back, and they're not doing so many at the Apex. Hopefully, they just keep the Apex, the Ultimate Fighting on Power Slap from now on.
Yeah,
that all the fight nights start traveling again.
Mate, and they must do all right out of ticket sales as well. They can't be on a loser on that. And they can fill wherever they go pretty much 100% of the time, can't they?
You know, they've built a brand, haven't they, UFC? So they could put a show on anywhere in the world and it would sell because of the UFC name, not necessarily because of who's the main. You know, like, you go, if it is in Kansas, which I think it is, Max Holloway's Hawaiian and Arnold Allen's British. It's the main event. I guarantee you have sold out. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So it just shows they can go anywhere and sell it out. But
should we have some Patreon questions?
Yes.
A few?
Yeah, let's fire a few. Is these to do with this card or this?
No, these are random.
Right, yeah. So with this card, we're not going to give any official predictions because we're biasly rooting for Arnold Allen to win. Even though we love Holloway, we got to support the British in Arnold. But let us know in the comments who you think is going to win. Give us your main card picks.
Let's go. Right. set up some Patreon questions. We got a few here. I'm going to leave a few off, but
That's never a good sign.
are you suing Ariel for character defamation after the dart game?
I should sue Ariel for character defamation. However, I think the performance I put on in the rematch is like something we've never seen. You know, he was doing a little bit of cheating as well. He thinks we didn't know. Creeping towards the board on the game he won. Just miraculously hit the 25 out the blue. Creeping towards the board. You know, we don't know how far. At least on my angle, you could see how far away I was from the board. You know what I mean?
You look pretty close, mind.
No. Look at the mat. I got the markings on the mat. I've got an official.
Legit,
I've got a legit official target darts mat in my room. Don't know. Ariel looked a bit close to me, but whooped his ass then in the final decider.
I think his camera setup's a little bit more dodgy. Anyone could be throwing them darts.
Exactly. You could have.
Not that I'm, trying to get at you, Ariel, but
Bully Boy there for all we know, lobbing him in, but
he didn't, because you could tell by the result.
No, because the scores you were putting up was terrible. But let me tell you, I felt the pressure, pulled it off, and I've got some good dart-related content coming in the next couple of weeks. We got a few things I'm working on, not just me, a couple of big names. So
is it? Yeah, cool, man.
They've been in touch. The big wigs have been in touch. So keep your eyes out. This is not the end of the Tank's darts career. Let me tell you, we got some stuff coming up.
I think you said early on one of the vlogs that was going to be your future pints and darts.
Could be, couldn't it?
Watch out. Right, let's have a look. Will you play Ariel in the 501 game at the Ali Pali when he's there in May? Is he there in May?
Is he there in May?
I don't know.
I'd love to. I'd love to play anyone at the Ali Pali, but we'd have to do it with no crowd in it, because it'd be the most lackluster game of darts. They wouldn't be into that one very much. But no, if Ariel is over, we'll try and get him in and have a game. Or if I'm ever back in New York, he said we can do a proper game. But in all seriousness, all jokes aside, big shout out to Ariel, because my Twitter followers and Instagram followers after all this dart stuff has gone bonkers. Like the amount of messages I've had. It was funny because people were giving me hell fight week over it, and then when I pulled off the win last week, it's like the greatest heel turn in the history of combat sports. People are loving me.
Not even fighting.
You got people on Twitter saying, someone said, I should never have doubted this man. The fact that Ariel have tried to slander this man's name is ridiculous. Someone called me a darting legend, didn't they? So we've had a good laugh of it. And keep your eye out for the Tank merch going up in Ariel's studio soon. I'm going to get sent to him this week. So fingers crossed. I know he's a man of his word and he'll get it up there.
He'll do it. He's got to do it, isn't he? UFC investigation has been demanded as to why you and Mohammed Makayev didn't get bonuses. Has the fan bonus been scrapped?
Well, it looks like the crypto's down the pan in it. So the crypto
they must have run out of coin by now.
The crypto bonus that's disappeared. Yeah, I was.
Is Crypto.com not a sponsor?
It's still a sponsor, but
they
were doing they were doing the fans could
Yeah.
vote. But I'll be honest, I thought Mir Mohammed was well within a shout. Especially him, he nearly let his leg break. You know, I turned it round, whooped his ass, and then choked him out. Last time I was in London, they give everyone who finished a bonus, and I'll be like honest. Some of the other finishes on the cards are very good as well. So you know, they could have got their checkbook out for a few more of us, but it is what it is. I'm just happy to get my win bonus. That's the extra 50 G's would have been nice, but we don't sit to complain about it.
That's it. Right. Great results for Shaw Mixed Martial Arts on the weekend. This says, when do you think guys will move to pro game? But who do you think will move to the pro game first out of like the lads from the weekend?
Yeah, so
or ladies.
Just to put a bit of context on it, the boys fought in Eberville on the weekend, and they at the Cage Warriors Academy show, and we had 10 wins, 4 losses, I think, but some real good performances. What was the question? Sorry, who do I think will be first?
Yeah, who do you think will like go pro out of anyone?
Well, he didn't fight on the weekend, but Rowan Crocker, who's obviously just won the IMAF silvers, I think he'll probably be the next one to turn over. You know, I would say Levi, but you know, I know he's only young. Levi, I think he's 20 or 21. I know he's got his heart set on winning some IMAF medals before he turns over, and he's still young in the game. I think Levi's only been training. This will be his 5th year of training, so you know there's no rush for him. And the way the things are going lately in MMA, it's a bit like boxing now, where people are investing more as an amateur. They're getting 30, 40 amateur fights, and then going pro. So, Rowan will probably be next. Levi, you know, he's kind of at the elite level on the UK scene in terms of amateur. I think it's time for him now to look at maybe I know the Four Nations is coming to Evervale, the IMR Four Nations, which is England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. So I think he'll do that. I'm guessing he'll do that. If he doesn't do that, I would expect him to probably do the Euros IMAF or the World's IMAF and look to medal there. But there's no rush, you know. He's 7 or 6-1 now, is he? 7-1. He's 7-1 now. He was 6-1 on Saturday. He won
from the weekend.
So he's 7-1 now. Massive future ahead of him.
Hell of a performance as well.
Yeah,
like,
and you know, there's still areas of his game that are a little bit raw because he's only been training 5 years. You know, you can't expect to be a complete. And he's very. I don't mean this is not a knock. He can strike, he can wrestle, he can grapple. But there's still areas for him to tighten up a little bit, and he's got plenty of time. He's 21, been training 5 years. Imagine him now in another 5 years at 26. He'll be a different beast altogether. So, I guess Levi's probably going to do another year or two at amateur before he. You know, he's very smart. He's a switched on lad. Got a good team around him, and he's reminding me of myself. He's doing things the right way. He's slow built himself up. Every fight he's increasing the level of competition. Now he's looking to go on and get these big medals. Now a little bit like what Rowan had done. So them two will probably be the first two. Big win for Bevan on the weekend. Bevan Orr won the flyweight title. He's a future superstar.
I love seeing that one. I don't know if anyone's watched it. Like, or
great
if you can
fight.
go on to like, was it fightworld.tv?
Fightworld.tv.
Because for me, that one, like, just seeing his emotion in it, do you know what I mean? It was awesome to watch.
He fought a kid, Talon Jones, who beat him before. Real talented kid from Lou Long's gym. That was their second fight, and I dare say it won't be their last.
There's a bit of beef in it. Talon gave him the finger as he was.
Well,
it was good to watch, mate.
Whether it was an amateur or pro, but you know, this one went to Bev. It was decisive. You know, Talon won by submission in the first one. Bev won by submission in this one. And he's just a little fucking workhorse. He doesn't stop, man. He's like as if he's constantly charged up on caffeine. So technically good in all areas. He done really well. Obviously, Johan was on fire again. That's what happens when he's not fighting with a staph infection and loaded with antibiotics. He's 17 and have just absolutely annihilated a 10-fight veteran, full-grown
Awkward guy as well.
Awkward guy. I think he had 12 or 13 fights going into that fight. And let's just say how it is. Johan made him look like a novice.
Yeah, it was
just absolutely. It was just an absolute masterclass. Train wreck it was, to be honest. He just punished him, choked him out.
And it was a step up as well, wasn't it?
It was a step up. It was a step up. You know, it wasn't a gimme. The kid's had 7 and 5? I don't know. He's had over 10 fights. We got time?
Yeah, like a minute, I think.
So yeah, absolute masterclass from Johan. All the boys. I don't want to go. I can't name them individuals, but they all win, lose or draw. Even the guys that lost and the girls, the two Lawrence fought as well. Win, lose or draw, they all put in hell of a camp. Every one of them committed. You know, Ellis and Kenzie are back after so long out and had big wins. They all done us proud because they all committed. And win, lose or draw, when they went in there, they went for it. You know what I mean? They didn't leave. And Kane, I can't miss out Kane.
Oh mate, what an ending!
Because
like.
Kane was one of my main training partners for this camp and for my last camp. And talk about walking through the fire together when.
I literally messaged him that you went through fire last night to get that.
He went full Nate Diaz, just let the boy gas himself out on his face. Triangle, you nearly got triangle, then nearly got
You could barely see it, how he even finished him at the end.
Then the boys unloading on him, and you think the rest of the stop, and next thing you know, Kane have subbed him. And that's what he can do. But
thank you very much for watching, guys. Arnold Allen, Max Holloway. We're excited for this one. Arnold Allen's going to get the win. Simple as that. Let's go.
Boom.